Welcome, Virgo, to your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 22nd of June for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week ahead first. On screen is your event chart, Virgo. As we go into the week, I'll unpack that too. I'll then go through each of the influences in detail. By the end of the video, you'll have a clear picture of what's upcoming in terms of your energy, work, relationships, or finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. As we go into this week, the sun has moved into the sign of Cancer, very much to do with protectiveness and nurture. But what does it mean for you? Actually, the sun does square with the moon on Monday, a quarter moon, and that provides a backdrop energy for the rest of the week. The sun is also going to square off to the planet of mystique, Neptune. What's the implication there? But Mars, the planet of action, has been surfing through a very adventurous part of your chart for 5 weeks. And this week forges a great angle to Mercury, your ruler, in its pre-retrograde shadow, it's true, but also to Jupiter, the planet of fortune. I'm really excited to tell you about that. Now, as we get to the end of the week, your ambitions are boosted hugely when Mars moves into Gemini. It's going to be a thrilling journey through the following 6 weeks. Please stay with me for more. So on the screen now is your event chart, and there's the sun newly arrived in Cancer. Cancer is a cardinal sign. So cardinality is about action, but it's about authority. And it's about your authority or actions around either your long-term plan or your connections to others, your network. But I don't think it necessarily follows that you're going to align with everybody you know in quite the way you expect this week, because the sun is squaring with the moon at the very start of this week, and then later in the week with Neptune. So it could be around a financial matter. It may be just that your values are very different from others, and that could come up in a little bit of a tense way. But Mars, that planet of action, is linking brilliantly to Mercury. Now, Mercury is going to go into its retrograde phase from next Monday, but that angle is fantastic if you are wanting to get away with a group of friends, or you're doing something that is quite physical, or you're really enthusiastic about something. You can punch your ideas across with a lot of passion. And that actually can be very persuasive. But it's the link to Jupiter which really reaches its peak. It's been building up. These are the two planets when they're together that don't believe that anything is beyond them. So if you are wanting to plan for your future, but do something quite dramatic towards achieving a goal, that's very, very motivating. So that's a lot of the good stuff. What about Uranus? Because Uranus, of course, has been right at the top of your chart for some weeks now, and it is still in that T square with the nodal axis. So that suggests that perhaps some of your personal routines may be challenged by the fact that Uranus, whether it's an unpredictable boss or just the work you do, is changing, and that's having an impact on you, the person, but perhaps also a relationship. It's just that Chiron and the North Node actually link back very well to the Sun at the start of this week. I think it's all about communication. Yours is a zodiac sign that has a great reputation for being very detailed and very precise and very efficient. But I think you have a great chance this week to work well with people, but you must anticipate that not everyone will necessarily conform to some of your beliefs. Or it could be around a long-term plan that if you're talking to someone about raising finance, for example, that you need to get your details, usually a great strength of yours, crystal clear, because Neptune may make it more difficult to share the minutiae of something. But by the end of the week, as Mars moves to go across that 10th house, if you are very ambitious and you do want to raise your profile and you do have your own channel, or you want to reach some influential people, or you want to do something that's much more public, or you're a communicator of any kind, a teacher or a trainer, you're really in fabulous territory from the end of this week. Just to say, however, Venus, the planet of relating, is in a quiet zone. It does forge a lovely link still with Uranus. It's in an opposition with Pluto. Maybe if there is some politics around a relationship, that could get teased into the open. Perhaps it is around money. Perhaps that's the person that you need to have that heart to heart with. But I think perhaps the most trying aspect of this week is the Sun square to Neptune, because Neptune can distort for sure. And the eighth house can be about very intimate relationships, it can be about long term finances or shared resources. And if you're a more idealistic person, someone could, in the way they do something, could disappoint you. So do stay eagle-eyed in your inimitable way. I'm going to summarize those four areas of vitality: work, relationships, and finances for you next, Virgo. If you've yet to order a personal horoscope from me, just to say I've slashed the prices. It's now three for the price of one. Your chart that you buy is your life roadmap report, which helps us to understand the patterns that play out in our lives, get a more into understanding of them, make better decisions. The forecast, your unique forecast, helps us to time our moods. Draconic helps us to look at ourselves in a much more karmic way. And that's three for the price of one. Please see below for more. If you've yet to watch your solstice uh, uh, energy reset video or your Gemini new moon video, if you click on the eye within the video, that takes you through to those videos. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, it'd be an absolute pleasure. Please see my testimonials below. And if you've yet to sign up for your free daily written horoscope, find your device each morning, please see the link below to do that. So energy. I think Neptune can affect energy this week, particularly if you feel that someone in your friendship circle that maybe you've got on well with in the past is being kind of, I don't know, a bit elusive, not very clear. That could get you down a little bit. If there is a financial issue that's impacting on your long-term plan, that might also be a factor. However, as far as your finances are concerned, we do have a very strong ground air trine at the start of this week between the moon and the second house of everyday money, Pluto in the sixth house of practicalities, and Uranus in the 10th house. If you're approaching things in a fresh and different way, but prepared to flex and go with the way the world is evolving, I think things can go well for you. Venus, the planet of money, is in a pretty good link with Saturn this week. A a trine, and that suggests the way you think about things deeply can actually be something that really helps you, particularly with that swirling mist of Neptune in the eighth house. But I think shared finances could be a bit more complex. When it comes to relationships, well, I think if you can celebrate the things you have in common, if you're in a long-term relationship, because that friendship dimension of your chart is incredibly strong this week. But particularly for actually traveling somewhere or sharing an interest or playing a sport or going to watch a band, something like that can really bring a lot of lift to the week for you. It's been a pleasure being with you, Virgo. Have a great week. All the best and see you again soon.